Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this Friday, November 5th. Live from the Beasley Media Complex in Boone, this is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Grace Powers.
And I'm Ivy Fischl.
In this week's COVID update, the university currently has 20 cases among students and 2 cases among employees. That's up 6 cases from last week. As of November 1st, 69% of students and 75% of employees have been vaccinated. Students and employees must upload their vaccination status or upload a weekly negative test result. You can make an appointment at Student Health Services to get vaccinated. Already vaxxed? You can also make an appointment to get your booster as well as your flu vaccine. Call 828-262-3100 for more information.
On October 23rd, a church group of 23 people found themselves in a scary situation when they became lost while exploring Linville Falls. With daylight fading and temperatures dropping, 2 members of the group were able to hike out and call for help. Fortunately, with the help of the Linville Central Rescue Squad, the region's mountain rescue team, and Burke County Emergency Management, the responders were able to reach the hikers by the river to warm them up and give them food before starting the journey out of the forest. All of the hikers were able to make it out of the Linville Gorge unharmed. Responders say that the record-breaking numbers of visitors to the high country this year have also meant a record number of calls that have been responded to. Rescue responders also state the importance of being prepared for your hike and for the weather.
Grab your binoculars and field guides because the Fosco Wetland Trail is now open to the public for birding. The property is open thanks to a partnership with the High Country Audubon Society and Blue Ridge Conservancy. This wetland is special because it is so rich in biodiversity. Wetlands are the area between dry land and water, so it creates a unique environment where all kinds of species can thrive. If you come to the Fosco Wetland Trail to do some birding, you may find a belted kingfisher, osprey, or several species of flycatchers. There is a short trail that leads into the wetland, but no official trails within. You can head to the Fosco Grandfather Community Center at 223 Park Road for parking and access to the trail.
With 341 racers and 50 volunteers, the 11th annual Spooky Duke 5K and 10K race broke records in fundraising since the event began back in 2011. The event raised over $25,000 to support the High Country Parent-to-Parent Family Support Network, which provides free support, caring connections, information, and hope to families who have children with special needs. Donations, participation fees, and sponsorships raised more than $15,000 and 2 $5,000 matching grants from the Health Foundation Incorporated and the Mass General Store, pushed the total to $25,617 in proceeds. The race and the Halloween costume contest took place on Saturday, October 16th, and was a great time for all who took part.
As of October 27th, students can change the name on their app card to their preferred or chosen name. It's all part of the Preferred First Name initiative. An email from Interim Chief Diversity Officer Jamie Parson detailed how students can make the change through AppleNet. The email also included several resources on the importance of pronouns and inclusive language. For more information on the initiative or how to change your preferred first name, go to diversity.appstate.edu/preferredfirstname.
I believe that it would benefit App State students to be able to change their name on their app card. I feel like if they're going through a name change, it would make them more comfortable with themselves and the process as a whole.
I think so.
Coming up on the Appalachian Weekly News, a new community market makes its way to Boone.
Well, Ivy, part of what's so great about living in the high country is having so much access to fresh food from local farmers.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of buying local, and I'm really looking forward to more opportunities to do so at the Wildwood Community Market.
Zach, what can you tell us about the Wildwood Community Market?
Thanks, Grace and Ivy. I'm currently standing outside of the Wildwood Community Market where, like y'all mentioned, they will be specializing in selling natural foods and products. I got a chance to meet with the owner and get a behind-the-scenes look before they open to the public.
Located at 182 Howard Street, the Wildwood Community Market will strive to supply the community with locally grown and supplied foods. I met Joe Mager, the owner of Wildwood, who told me a little bit about what their goal is with the store.
We are intending to be a natural foods market in downtown Boone, specializing in local goods, including produce and meats and coffee and honey and bread and cheese and all the things that people are doing up here in Boone that there's not kind of a good single convenient outlet for.
In terms of quality and variety, Joe is ready to be precise.
Hormone-free, antibiotic-free meats. We don't want produce that's heavily sprayed. We also still want to be able to sell avocados and citrus fruit. Obviously, nobody in the high country is growing those, so it won't be exclusively local products. But we want to feature and promote as many local businesses as we can.
Although unfinished, Joe gave me a tour of the rest of the market and told me about some future plans, such as putting to use this walk-up style window.
So this will be all produce here, and then dairy. There's local milk, there's local butter, there's local ice cream, all that kind of stuff will go in here, plus some non-dairy versions of that. We'll have some frozen goods here. And then the deli case, we'll have 8 feet of this thing. It's going to be like your coleslaws and kale salads and grilled chicken breast and salmon and like all the whole good foods that will be prepared right here on site. And then we're also reserving 4 feet of the case for fresh local meats. The store might shut at 9, but then maybe at 10, 11 o'clock comes around and the bar crowd starts cranking. And we open the window up and we'll serve sandwiches, tacos, late night kind of healthy versions of bar food.
In terms of when the market is scheduled to open, they're still held high at the end of this year. Due to constraints, it will likely be the beginning along their Instagram at Wildwood Community Market. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Zach White.
Thanks, Zach. Now, Watauga County experienced unusually low voter turnouts in the early voting days leading up to the election this past Tuesday, November 2nd. Unofficial vote totals show numbers that nearly mirror those of the 2019 municipal elections, far from the record-breaking turnout in the 2020 Watauga County's elections. Watauga County Directors of Elections, Matthew Snyder, reports that 2,136 votes have been counted, with another 83 provisional ballots to be counted today. The unofficial vote total only accounts for 12.19% of the eligible voters this year. During the county canvass on Tuesday, November 9th at 11 a.m., the final voting numbers will be made official. Blowing Rock had the largest percentage of voting turnout for the 4 municipalities in Watauga County, while Boone had the highest number of votes counted. In Boone, all 5 seats of the town council, as well as the mayoral seat, are up for grabs. As of right now, Tim Futrell leads the mayoral race along the town council members, Ton Carter, Virginia Roseman, and John Dalton George.
Living here in Boone, we all know the beauty of a Boone night sky. But some are worried that the streetlights are outshining our starry skies. Boone has had a light ordinance in place, but the installation of LED streetlights on King Street are sparking concerns about light pollution. Although the LED lights are energy efficient and help meet the town's sustainability goals, the blue light emitted can affect the circadian rhythm of people and animals in the area. There have also been complaints about the ambiance of the LED lights, saying that the hot color temperature causes discomfort. As of right now, the town is set to continue replacing all streetlights with LED bulbs.
The upcoming retirement of Boone Mayor Rennie Brantz has inspired the local town council to rename the land around the Jones House historic home on King Street. The new name of the land around the Cultural Center will be Rennie Brantz Park. Brantz has been on the Boone Town Council since 2005 and has also won the original members of the advisory board of the Jones House Community Center. Brantz has won re-election twice since he was first appointed to take over as Boone's mayor back in 2015. Here at Appalachian State University, Brantz taught history for 42 years, as well as founded the Freshman Seminar Program and the campus's Center for Judaic, Holocaust, and Peace Studies. As a well-known history buff, Brantz was a prominent figure in the founding of Boone's Historic Preservation Commission and the Boone Historic District. No official date has been set for when the park will be renamed, but a new property sign and a dedication ceremony are in the works.
I am deeply honored by that and by that recognition. It was unexpected. It was the result of work by the town council and town staff and town manager John Ward. but I'm just very, very honored by this recognition.
At the Jones House at Rennie Brantz Park, as the feature sign will read, the Town of Boone Cultural Resources Department strives to ensure that the history, the arts, and a diverse culture thrives in our community.
This past weekend, the university debuted the Haley Pavilion at Kid Brewer Stadium, named after alumnus Bob Hatley. The naming is in recognition of a $500,000 gift to App State Athletics from the Town Bank Foundation in honor of Hatley and his wife, Carol Jane Hatley. The pavilion is situated in the west side turf area below the north end zone facility's club seats. Bob Hatley earned a degree in business administration from App State in 1972. He also played basketball for the school's freshman team and was at App during the switch from NAIA to NCAA membership. Coming up on the Appalachian Weekly News, our very own Stephen Biddix has an update on App State sports.
Grace, did you attend the homecoming game last Saturday?
I did. It may have been a bit of a rainy day, but the crowd was super excited, and it was so great to see App State take home such a big win. Stephen, what else can you tell us about sports this week?
Yeah, we've had so much going on in App State sports over the past week, and still so much more to go this weekend. Starting off with App State football is now 6-2 after a dominant win over ULM. The Mountaineers jumped out to a quick lead, winning 21-0 after the first quarter and 49-7 at halftime. The Mountaineers never looked back, with the final score ending at 59-28 and a great overall win for App State. Chase Bryce led the way, passing for 256 yards and 4 touchdowns on a very efficient 66%. This is Bryce's second game in a row without an interception and is looking more confident and comfortable than we've seen all season. The run game was also vital in the win, with Cam Peoples and Nate Noel rushing for a combined 214 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, cornerback Trey Cobb led the way with 12 tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery, leading him to become the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week. This weekend, App State looks to stay hot when they travel to Arkansas State to face the 1-7 Red Wolves. The Mountaineers are heavy favorites and must continue their stretch of good play to keep their hopes alive for the Sun Belt Championship. Some keys to the game are establishing the run game with Noel and Peoples, Bryce continuing to be efficient and smart with the football, and defense getting pressure on James Blackman, Arkansas State's quarterback. Kickoff is set for Saturday, November 6th at 2 p.m. and can be watched on ESPN+. The Mountaineers cross-country team hit the ground running in the Sun Belt Conference Championship, with both teams coming in second place. The men's team scored a total of 58 points with a total time of 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 40 seconds, with an average time of 25 minutes and 8 seconds in an 8,000-meter race, which is just under 5 miles. Sophomore Oliver Wilson Cook was App State's top performer, clocking in at 24 minutes and 54 seconds, which was good for 7th place overall. The women's team scored a total of 73 points with a total time of 1 hour and 30 minutes and 51 seconds, with an average time of 18 minutes and 10 seconds in a 5,000-meter race, just over 3 miles. Izzy Evely led the way for the Mountaineers, coming in 2nd place overall with a time of 17 minutes and 16 seconds. Cross country's next event will be the Southeast Regional Championships in Louisville, Kentucky on November 12th and 13th. App State's women's soccer season has come to an end after being knocked out of the conference tournament. The Mountaineers beat Texas State in the first round 2-1 on the backs of Audrey Viso and Brecken Monteith, both scoring unassisted goals. Goalkeeper Carrie Eagleston had 7 saves on the day in what was App State's last win of the season. In the second round of the conference tournament, App State faced Georgia State and lost 2-1 to the number 3 ranked team in the conference. Eva Diaz-Luis scored both goals for Georgia State in what was one of the best performances of her career. Brecken Monteith also scored in her 2nd consecutive game for App State, wrapping up a strong Sun Belt Conference championship for her. The semifinals begin today, November 5th, with South Alabama playing Georgia State and Georgia Southern playing ULM. These games can also be streamed on ESPN Plus and begin at 5 p.m. App State field hockey also wrapped up their season this past Saturday, dropping their last game of the year 2-1 against Central Michigan. Goals for Central Michigan were scored by Lauren Buffington and Kate Biglin. Central Michigan's Allie Huddleston was also ejected from the game in the 46th minute. App State's lone goal was scored by senior Brenna Schuenbacher in what is the last game of her college career. The team finishes up 7-8 on the season and 3-5 in conference. App State volleyball has been struggling lately and are currently on a 4-game losing streak. The Mountaineers lost to Troy in their last match 3-0. Their next match is today at home against 6-16 Georgia State, where the Mountaineers will look to bounce back. The Mountaineers are now 7-17 overall on the season, with 4 matches left in the season before the Sun Belt Conference tournament begins. So like I said, we had a lot going on in sports this past week. Still more to go this weekend, and that's all we have for sports this week.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Ivy, are you more of a dog person or cat person?
I love all animals, but I think I'm more of a dog person.
I gotta say, I'm also a dog person myself. But our correspondent Alex Urquiza is at the Watauga Humane Society right now, where there are plenty of animals looking for forever homes. Alex, what can you tell us?
I'm here outside Arco Dog Park, right beside the Watauga Humane Society. As you can see, there's lovely dogs here all the time. Yesterday, I stopped by to visit the Watauga Humane Society to see what they can offer to the community, and this is what I gathered.
A dog is truly a man's best friend, and nobody knows that better than the Watauga Humane Society. The Watauga Humane Society was founded in 1969 in order to help homeless animals in Watauga County. Their mission statement has always been to prevent cruelty to animals while also promoting a safe environment until these animals are capable of finding a safe home. Last month, the Watauga Humane Society partnered with Subaru for the Subaru Love Pets deal. Adoption fees for all pets, excluding puppies, were 50% off. The deal was a huge success as 128 animals were adopted thanks to the deal. The Watauga County Humane Society has a target audience that reaches outside of Watauga County, blowing up on social media the past few months. With over 210,000 followers on TikTok, the Watauga Humane Society has been able to promote their pets to a larger target audience, trying to help dogs like Johnny here find a home. Johnny is currently their longest staying dog, being in the shelter for more than 160 days. Johnny has been currently receiving a lot of attention after a video posted on TikTok showed Johnny being the longest serving pet, along with displaying her friendship with her best friend Anne, who used to share a kennel with before she was recently adopted. The power of TikTok has been crucial in finding these animals new owners, with Johnny receiving multiple calls in pursuit of a future home. You can rescue your own animal by filling out the adoption application, and once you get approval, staff will contact you to discuss the adoption contract and other information regarding the pet, such as their medical records. If you can't adopt an animal, you can always foster an animal for 2 weeks with all fees waived and food and medication provided. Sponsoring animals is also an option where you can donate towards the Humane Society, where a pet of your choice will get a spotlight post to give them more recognition towards potential adopters.
The Watauga Humane Society is open Tuesday through Saturday from 12:30 to 5 p.m. You can stop by during these hours to see if you can find the perfect animal that's the perfect fit for your own home. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Alex Urquiza.
Thanks, Alex. That's our report for this week. I'm Ivy Fischl.
And I'm Grace Powers.
For all of us at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.